What's up, buddies? Welcome to another episode on the channel. Now, I apologize you guys didn't get any player review content or anything through the weekend. I was just so concentrated on the Road to Glory grinding weekend league. We used a horrendous Serie A squad to manage and lock up Gold 1, so I was kind of just burnt out, so I couldn't get any player reviews or anything fun going on today. But as promised, we are back with, I hope at least during the week, the daily double upload content, one edited episode of the Poor Man Road to Glory and one edited episode of a player review. What I've wanted to try and keep going with is either players like Scream, SBC Giovinco, that's a new or relatively new player, or relevant icon swaps. Now, I've had a lot of you guys in the comments section ask me to do a review on KLUIVERT as an icon swap. Is he worth doing? Or a lot of you guys have asked me to do a review on Hernan Crespo, coming from my opinion, like a dad that isn't a top 100 player, not a young player, not a psycho FIFA player. You guys get a lot of reviews and player reviews from like the god tier FIFA players of the community, but I do think at least I'm enjoying making these reviews as like an average FIFA player to give you guys my thoughts on whether or not the player would work for me and how I play the game, and maybe for you how you play the game. So if you're excited for the episode, smash the like button as always. What I would say for every episode that you see of these either one-off player reviews or comparison player reviews, I think honestly my camera's about to kill itself right now, so I'll be back in a second. Don't worry, we're doing this straight through. Let me know in the comments section for today's video what player review you want me to do next. Now, my plan is, as always, to do icon SBC reviews, Scream or SBC reviews of players, or marquee icon swaps. So up next, maybe we'll do like, well, we can't do Ian Wright, we can't do like Zanetti, but players in those we can't do Haji because obviously he's a prime, but those types of players. So Butragueno, you want me to test them out or see, I can do a standalone Drogba review, although I've already done a Drogba review, but that's the type of things that we'll be doing up next. Nevertheless, today the challenge is going to be, which icon swap should you put your tokens towards? Is it a Crespo for 12 tokens, or is it a Patrick Kluivert for 12 tokens? So that is exactly what we are going to try and figure out today across 2 or maybe 3 games. Now, in terms of their tokens, they're the same tokens, so they're each 12 tokens. For a lot of people, there'll be a big upgrade. Now, I think a lot of you guys probably have done these tokens already, but if you've been following my advice, I recommend you don't get yourself an icon yet. Get through all 24 tokens first, because we don't know how difficult the next set of tokens are going to be, right? So this is kind of my recommendation on why I say not to do any tokens. If you put your 12 tokens into Crespo now, what if, and your plan is to get a Roberto Carlos or whatever it is as your next set of tokens, what if those next tokens are crazy expensive, or not expensive, but crazy hard to do? It's going to make it really, really frustrating that you're like, oh, I put the tokens into a Crespo, or I put the tokens into a Pep Guardiola with the idea of later on I would get Rio Ferdinand. Now I'm stuck with Guardiola. There's no way I can do the other tokens to get Rio Ferdinand as well. See what I'm saying? So it's my opinion that you sit there and wait and see what the next 12 requirements are for the icon swaps. And then once you've compiled all the tokens, then you make that decision, which is probably going to be another couple of weeks, right? Where we can all realistically have every single token at the earliest convenience. I think would be the next 2 or 3 weeks, but that's my thoughts. Now, moving on. In terms of their work rates, I think Patrick Kluivert wins. High-low work rates is massively important for a striker, so medium I actually think does hold strikers back, so I would say Kluivert wins in terms of work rates. Weak foot and skills, you guys would all be happy to know that they're both 4-star, 4-star. I think Crespo probably deserves a 5-star weak foot, even on the baby card, but whatever. Height-wise could be a disadvantage to Kluivert. In the current meta, I would actually say Crespo being a little bit shorter, but still tall enough. I actually think the 6 foot versus the 6'2" for Crespo is going to be an advantage to him. Now moving into the actual stats, pace, pretty much the same, but you could say maybe Kluivert wins a little bit. Shooting stats wise, I decided to put both of them on the same chem style so they didn't get like an unfair boost either way. Just threw a marksman on each one of them. So In terms of shooting, attack positioning of 90 for Kluivert, attack positioning of 89 for Crespo, about the same thing. Shooting of 93, or sorry, finishing of 93 for Kluivert, and finishing of 98 for Crespo. So Crespo wins big there. The shot power and long shots don't really matter too much, considering they're going to be your outright strikers, and they're both about the same. Volleys for Crespo much better. Penalties for Crespo much better. So all around shooting, I would say Crespo wins out. This is just their stats, not talking how they feel in game and how they play in game. So shooting wise, I think Crespo wins by a good amount. Passing wise though, Patrick Kluivert, at least in this current game, passing is important, and having a striker that can lay the ball off for your overlapping wingers, your overlapping cams, play the ball off to your central cam to have a shot. Passing is very, very important, and Kluivert destroys Crespo. Plus 12 on passing short and plus 20 on long passing. Curve is about the same, which isn't that important. Vision is about the same, and crossing is better for Crespo, but that doesn't really matter. Free kick accuracy is better for Kluivert. That doesn't matter. Realistically, you're looking at curve, short, and long passing, and maybe even vision. So Kluivert wins on the passing stats. Now, this is another very important thing, obviously, for your strikers, is their dribbling. You take Crespo being a little bit shorter, which means he's going to be closer to the ground, which means he's already going to feel better on the ball. And then you take into the fact that he has plus 9 agility over Kluivert. He has plus 8 balance over Kluivert. Now, Kluivert does have a little bit better reactions, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. Ball control is about the same. Dribbling for Crespo is plus 5, which is very key. And then the composure might be the biggest one, and most important one yet, is massive over Kluivert. Now, in terms of their heading, Crespo wins, but they're about the same. Heading sucks anyways, so it is what it is. Jumping, Kluivert's a little bit better, but again, doesn't really matter all that much. Stamina's about the same, so that's pretty comparable. And then Kluivert has a little bit more strength, but again, very negligible. So all around, I'm going to say before we go into the games, I would already give the advantage to Crespo. Better shooting overall, better dribbling overall, and he is a bit shorter, which is going to make him feel better. So even before I'm playing the game, I'm already expecting that Crespo is going to feel better on the ball and do a lot better. Now, I am using the same chemistry styles for each one of these guys. However, I would say they would benefit from altering chem styles. So for Patrick Kluivert, I would recommend you put a sniper on him. You jack up his agility and you improve his balance, and then you do improve his shooting all around. Whereas, considering Crespo has better shooting anyhow, I would actually give Crespo an engine. If you gave Crespo an engine, he goes up to 92 balance, 93 agility, 92 reactions, 88 ball control, and 94 dribbling, and 90 sprint speed, 92 acceleration, and you also improve his passing. I think his long passing goes to 65, which is still terrible, but better. And then his short passing goes up to 75, and his vision, I believe, even goes up to either 88 or 83. Crespo on an engine, Kluivert on a sniper, or maybe a maestro, maybe a hunter. But I think a sniper would be best for Kluivert. So there are the stats reviews. Let's get ourselves into the first game, and I'm hoping to play at least 3 games with these guys to see how they go. So first game against an okay La Liga team. I think based off of my average Italian squad, with Crespo and Kluivert. Now, I put Crespo and Kluivert in the San Siro with Milan kits. I try to like match them up with the one team they played both at some point in their career, which was AC Milan. So they should just look cool in the AC Milan kits. But we'll see how my like average Italian squad around those two players goes. Now, I didn't even set any tactics at all. I'm just going to keep it base for this first game. And then in the second game, maybe we'll adjust the tactics a little bit if I'm noticing any issues. I also have basically never played with narrow 4-1-2-1-2, so this should be very interesting. There we go. Everybody's in position now.
CRESPO. It's neat passing, confidence on the ball.
I mean, here's me saying that. Here's me saying that Kluivert's passing is really, really good, but he fails that simple pass. Well, nice to know there. I mean, point blank range, Crespo's still going to tuck it in the net. Crespo feels good, man. I know it's early days, but he feels really, really spicy. That 4-star weak foot is clean. Even though I shot that through his defender, I like that. That's a decent little goal. Send him. Near post. Oh, the post. Crespo picks up the garbage. Let's go. So same situation there. Patrick Kluivert rings it off the post. 2-0 to Crespo right now, boys. Are we saying in this comparison? I obviously being half Dutch, right? I want Kluivert to be better than Crespo. I want you guys to know that right now. I need and want Kluivert to be better than Crespo, but Crespo is just, I mean, something to be said about his finishing, man, and not to mention how good he feels on the ball. If you're on a counter, R1 triangle is the pass. If you're trying to play it through in on net. Oh, you love to see it. Okay, so I think it's 2-1 to Crespo right now in terms of the lead just for goal scoring. Kluivert's finishing is spicy for sure. I'd still give it to Crespo. I would still give it to Crespo. Ball movement, you know, all around. Crespo is just, this is only one game and he feels so good. This guy's decent defensively, you know. Near post, bang! Oh, so that was all strength there from Crespo. 3-1 to Crespo. Real quick as well, you'll notice Crespo has his actual baby look, right? Like his young self. Patrick Kluivert's baby card is his 98-year-old self. And I hate that, dude. Look at him. He looks like the Newcastle chubby version, man. I want the baby Ajax Kluivert running around on the field, man. So that is another downside to Kluivert versus Crespo. I know that that's weird, and for a lot of you guys, you might not care, but I really care. Like, I have a young Kluivert on the field. That's the card I have. Why do they show me a 50-year-old version of Kluivert before he retired, man? Like, from football, it just irritates me. Those little things like that really make me angry, actually. What a run! Oh my God! And back-to-back goals. Okay, we're one game in, and I'm telling you right now, Crespo is making me rethink my entire... See, look at him! Look at how old Kluivert is! Ew! Crespo is making me rethink my entire building strategy for the poor man account, man. Oh my God, Crespo is insane. Oof.
Important interception. Good numerical situation. Crespo.
Oh my God. Is this? Okay. Dude, I miss stuff like this with Ibra, Ronaldo, Eusebio. Is this just one random game? Or is Crespo actually this good? Hold on a sec. Heel to heel, 4-star weak foot. Nah, I think that's just bad goalkeeping for that goal. I honestly think his goalkeeper's just lost his head. But oh my God, man. Hernan Crespo is... Oof. Especially that little bit of skill we did halfway through the game. Oh my God. Play more games? I mean, this guy's now put his controller down anyways. We'll definitely play another game, but... Dare I say, even after one game, that Crespo destroys Kluivert in terms of being an outright striker? Kluivert maybe for link-up play is a bit better. So I think what we're going to do here, this is obviously the result of the first game. I think for this next game, I'm actually going to use chem styles to make each person better. So Kluivert, I'm going to give a sniper to improve his composure and his dribbling. And I think for Crespo, I'm going to give him an engine to improve his passing, which is horrendous, and his pace, and just jack up his dribbling as well, which will make Crespo... I honestly think Crespo on an engine might be the best striker I've used. So Crespo's going to get an engine for this next game, and Kluivert will get a sniper, which I think will be a good boost for Kluivert. Okay, second game. Another, like, meta-ish lower-end team, but based off of, like, chem styles and player abilities, I'm not going to walk this team, that's for sure. So another thing to note is, again, I've put a sniper on KLUIVERT to boost up his finishing, to make it as good as CRESPO, and to boost up his composure, which is terrible, and to boost up his other dribbling. And CRESPO, I've given him better passing because his passing is terrible, and obviously thanks to the engine, he gets a improvement on his dribbling as well. Now, again, can someone explain to me why this is the case? You guys saw my 4-1-2-1-2 squad. I haven't changed anything. I go into the game and the players are just everywhere. What is even happening even? And then the tactics are screwed up again too. This is what my tactics are meant to be, man. And then we go possession over here. Oh, what even is this? That's all. Okay, either way, I guess I fixed it myself, but what is that? EA just being weird? All right, let's get these games, or this game. I mean, yeah, if that doesn't define division rivals, I don't know what does, dudes. I don't know what does. This is going to be a waste of time, this game specifically.
They get forward, but time is very much against them. Oh, surely. Well, body in the way.
The fact that I beat him twice there with dragbacks and Militao just does this. Oh, fake shot this way. Oh, fake shot this way. Oh, fake shot this way. Oh, reading everything. Oh my God. How many times do you have to beat a defender, dude? Dear Lord. Anyways, yeah, that was a classic sweaty division rivals game. Like nothing there. CRESPO should have scored 3 goals. My opponent scored, genuinely, I think he had a few shots, but I think that was the only meaningful opportunity he had. His Areola got 4 saves. Yeah. Oh. Hey, welcome to Division Rivals, bros. Anyone else having some fun with it? Dear God. Yeah, look at these saves. Look at these saves in these plays, man. This was a good shot, too. Good save by Areola there. So it's not going to show the other CRESPO chances, unfortunately. If this is any other game, I score this. I promise. What a great play into space. 4-star weak foot for CRESPO. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, if this is any other day, I score. I'm not making this up here. Look at where I'm aiming this shot to versus where he shoots it. Last game, he puts that in the net. This game, RNG is like, no, this guy's struggling, so let him just fire it right at the keeper. Okay, that's number 1. Now, this was a really cool shot, but I think that the positioning was a bit tougher. Of course, we hit the crossbar, unfortunately. But you know what, man? Even losing to this sweat lord that just passed it around infinitely, doing heel-to-heels and dragbacks. This is all my opponent did. I think Armalika, we probably edited out all those dragbacks and heel-to-heels and stuff like that, but that's all he did. So, even losing this game, I've got a few thoughts for you guys to end things off here. First of all, the Dutch side of me is dying inside, but I must say that absolutely, overall, Hernan Crespo is way better. Now, would I have that same opinion if I played 10 games with this team? Honestly, yeah. I don't think my opinion changes at all from 2 games to 10 games. So, KLUIVERT, I do think, would be a good striker in a 4-2-3-1, holding up the ball, even with this setup. So on a sniper, he's got 78 balance, 87 agility, really good dribbling. Now he's got 84 composure. He's got 98 finishing, 90 attack positioning, good short passing, good long passing, good vision, good, okay strength, heading, jumping is all good. So I think KLUIVERT would do pretty good in a one-man striking setup, but honestly, so would CRESPO. He's so good, dude. I don't care what anybody says. This guy makes me want to get him on my road to glory. He's got 89 sprint speed with an engine, 91 acceleration, 90 balance, 92 agility for a 6-foot tall striker is insane. 86 reactions, 88 composure, 92 dribbling, 87 ball control. Now, again, once he gets to 10 chem, his long passing will go to 65, his short passing will go to 75, his vision will go to 83 or whatever. his passing is still a problem. For sure. And I guess fair play to EA for making like not every striker be perfect in every regard. You kind of like got to give up a little bit to get a lot of something else. With Crespo, you give up a little bit of his passing abilities, but even in this last game, going from a marksman to a engine, I noticed a large increase on his passing. And I don't know if it was because his vision has gone up by 4 or if his long passing's gone up by 8 or what, but he does feel pretty darn good on an engine. So for me, if you are going to get a 12 icon swap on Crespo or KLUIVERT, my first recommendation is don't get either one of them yet. Wait until we get all of the icon swaps, or we know what all of the icon swap challenges will be. But number 2, out of these two, 86 KLUIVERT versus 85 Crespo, it is 99 times out of 100 I would recommend going with Hernan Crespo. So on that bombshell, thank you guys so much for watching another episode or another video or whatever you want to call it on the channel, and obviously watching it live recorded on stream. And as always, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!